Now we're going to get into adding hair to a polygon object and some of the strategies for really speeding up your workflow as well as growing out hairs from the surface of the object. So we'll start off with lesson 2, the file 02 head, and there we go. And this head is a polygon object. We'll talk about NURBs and sub-Ds and curves in some later lessons. We're going to focus primarily most of the lessons off of this polygon head, since that's what most of you will be working with anyways. And we can just go up here to Shave, Create New Hair, and we'll just choose the blonde preset. Now when we do this, we get hair all over the head. So this is one way to do that. You can put hair all over the head and then delete areas. But it's going to have to remember those areas. So one workflow that we prefer is to just select the certain faces that you want the hair to grow out of. So let me reopen my file here just to show you what that looks like. There we go. Now we could go through here and select the head, the faces on the head that you want in the system, so we can go all around here and pick that. But we actually have a quick select set ready to go. So if you go to Edit, Quick Select Sets, Hair, there we go. So those are the faces that we want selected for our hair. And we just go to Shave, Create New Hair. We're going to choose the blonde preset, and there you go. You can tell now we have hair just where those faces were selected. So just to reinforce that, let me open my quick select again, and you can see here we do have the hair in the faces that we had chosen. So what do we do with this? Well, let's select this hair and let's actually go in there and brush it. Now we can do this by going to the Shave menu, go down to Brush Tool or to the Options, or as I like to do it, I like to just select this tool right here, right from the shelf, which is the Brush Tool. Now if you double click, you will load up the brush tool settings. So there's a lot of stuff here, and we're going to be using these later on in some of the other lessons. Let me just zoom in here. And you will see a size indicator around your cursor, that circle, which is connected right here. And you do have the ability to fall off on. And what we can do is start to move these hairs that we've made. Now, you'll notice when I activated this tool that in our system here, these green curves showed up. These are called guide hairs, and they are very, very important because not only do they determine the length of the hair itself, the rendered hairs, but it also determines the shape that they're going to inherit. So what do I mean by that? Well, if I grab and click, notice that my render hairs disappear and all I see are my guide hairs. Well, that's just to speed up the workflow or the interaction between the two systems. So here I am, I'm going ahead and I'm just clicking and dragging and I'm parting, and you notice that the hair now, the rendered hairs, are following the guide hairs. Now what's unique about these guide hairs is these hairs are actually connected to the normals of this surface. So I'm just going to go around and tweak these a little bit. Okay, you can just click and drag, and a lot of this kit is going to be based off of technique. We're gonna try to focus mainly on the tools, but it's very difficult to not get sidetracked because this tool has just so many possibilities to it, and you'll find yourself having fun with it just as you're working. All right, so here we go. We've got these now ironed out. Let's move in a little bit closer to this. And I'm going to get out of this tool. And I'm going to go to component mode. So I'm just going to select my hair, go to component mode, as you can see here. And I'm going to shift select my surface, and it's in component mode as well. Now if you take a look, you'll notice that there is a guide hair coming out of every vertice. So almost like the normal itself. And this is very, very useful because let's say in an area back here where I've got a lot of density, I have a lot of guide hairs. Now this is going to make styling this area very easy, but it might slow us down when we get into dynamics because obviously the fewer hairs that we have to calculate, the faster it's going to play back. However, you'll see when we get into that system that the actual dynamic system is very, very fast when you start to work with it. So that is just a quick look at putting some hair on our surface and going in and shaping the hair by brushing it. as well as how to identify the guide hairs that we're going to be working with later on in future lessons.